Hey guys, welcome to another Master That Riff. We're going to be looking at Addicted to That Rush by Mr. Big today off the Mr. Big album. Awesome riff, great bit of kind of unison tapping with Billy Sheehan in the bass and Paul Gilbert. If you want, you can check out this riff in a video I did recently, which was about 10 kick-ass hair metal, hard rock, glam metal, whatever you want to call it, riffs that I put together. It's part of this thing for the Master That Riff 100. So you can check out that video and see if you can name all 10 riffs, but this is where it kind of came from, and since I put it in that video, I thought it'd be cool if we looked at how to play it. So this is all based around pretty much an A minor sort of idea. I'm standard tuning here, of course. So it starts off with little kind of pick scrapes down the strings, but that's your kind of rhythm that you're going for there. Okay. And then you lead into this little riff that sounds like this. Okay. Now this is actually, I think this is deceptively tricky because of these open strings and slides. Rhythmically as well, it's a little bit challenging because what you're doing is you're effectively starting on the and of beat 3. So you've got the 1, 2, and 4, and then you're getting into it. So what you have here, this little kind of, almost has a kind of country vibe to it, I think, because of all these open strings. What I'm going to play here is 0, and then I'm going to do a pull off 3-0 on the A string, so it goes 0-3-0, like that. Then what I'm going to do is jump up and do a pull off 2-0 on the G string. And you can see I use my middle finger and first finger for that. Okay, so rhythmically it's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Then what you have is this. Okay, so you get this really cool, crunchy kind of rock and roll kind of vibe thing here. And what I'm doing is I'm going to slide 4 to 5 on the D string there, with the third finger. And then you double that note, that G note, at the 5th fret of the D string there with an open G string. So it kind of goes. So that's what has that kind of rocking, kind of rock and roll kind of vibe to it. So if I put that together, it goes like this. And what you're doing is pretty much 4 of these slides. 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice you just end with the slide in the last one. Okay, so that's your opening little bit. Next time you play it again, but what you can do, and you hear it throughout this tune, this is a great way to kind of work on your kind of picking dynamics to give the notes a little bit more kind of punch, or adding on almost like these semi-pinch harmonics. So when you're doing the slides, you can dig in a little bit and get a kind of pinch harmonic kind of vibe going on there. Okay, so after we've done that bit twice, we get into the section that sounds like this. Okay, a lot of stuff in here. So we start off the same. We do a 0-3-0 pull off on the A string, middle finger, then a pull off 2-0 on the G string. Okay. Then I do my usual 4 to 5 slide, but instead of playing open G string this time, I'm going to play the open E string, high E string. Okay, so that goes. Okay, after that I do a 3-0 pull off in the B string, then I play 5 in the G, and then 5 in that high E string, with the second and third fingers I use there. Just, it's like a little 6th shape. Okay, so that's it when you put it together. If I slow that down. Okay, now notice there actually I used my ring finger to hybrid pick that, and I might do that without thinking there. So you might find this, if you're finding the string skipping nature of this is tricky with the pick, you might want to do a little bit of hybrid picking there. Paul Gilbert, of course, picks it all because he's he's a master at string skipping. So. Okay, after that, and then I'm going to do a 4-0 pull off on the D string, first finger. Then I'm going to slide 6-7 in the A string, and then end that little bit off with 5 in the G string, first finger. So it kind of goes. Yeah, very kind of bluesy sounding. Next section. So now I'm going to play 5, 6, 7 on the D string, just with the first 3 fingers. Then I do a pull off once I get to that 7, so it goes 5, 6, 7, pull off to the open D string, 5, 0, pull off, and then I do 4 in the D string, and then high E string. So that's a big old jump there. Okay. Again, you might use a little bit of hybrid picking, but picking wise, I like to do like a downstroke and an upstroke in that high E there. Okay, and the last section sounds like this. So what I'm doing is a 5, 0 pull off in the G string, 7, 0 pull off in the G string, back to the 5 again, and then 7th fret that D string. Plenty of vibrato. So let me play through all that again nice and slow so you can hear it. It sounds like this. Okay, so that's arguably maybe the trickiest part of this whole riff. It's just the slides and jumping about with the pull-offs. It's a little bit unorthodox because you're not really in like a familiar pentatonic box shape or anything like that. It's all these kind of sets and open string ideas. Sounds really cool, but it's quite tricky, so take your time with that. So after that kind of open string stuff, we're now in the tapping section in unison with Mr. Sheehan. So what we're going to start with is something that sounds like this. Really cool, very typical kind of Sheehan tapping pattern. And what we're going to do is I'm playing 2nd and 5th fret with my left hand here, 1st and 4th finger. And I'm going to be tapping 8 and 7 with my right hand on that string as well. But the sequence kind of sounds like that. So what I'm going to do is do a tap, 8th fret, pull off to the 5, and I do 7, 5, 2, 5. So it's kind of a weird sequence, might feel a bit strange getting that, but you've kind of got, it's like a triplet pattern, so it's like 1 E, so 1 and da, and then you got another 2 and da there. Okay, then we take this same sequence and we jump up, so we're now doing here. So what I'm doing is I'm playing 3rd fret, that B string, and 5th fret with the left hand. I'm using my 1st and 3rd finger here. And I'm going to be tapping again 8, 7 on the B string, this time though. Okay, and what I do, same sequence. Once I get to the end of this kind of section, I tap 8th fret and slide up. Okay, so those 2 bits together kind of sound like that. Okay, and once we've done that, we go up to the section sounds like this. If I can play it properly. Okay, so it sounds like. So what I'm doing here, it's still a bit of a jump. I'm going to do pull off, tap at the 14th fret, pull off to 12, 9. So you're doing 14, 12, 9 there. Then I do 13, 12, 10 on the D string there. Okay, it's just kind of little 6 notes there. And that's a little bit that's the kind of interesting bit. Once I've done this pull off 13, 12, 10, tap at the 12 on the D string, and then hammer 10 to 12 with the left hand. So you're kind of tapping and then hammering like the same note. So you have this kind of nice kind of rhythmical effect. And what you have to watch out for is you get that tapping finger out of the way when you're doing it. Okay, so that goes like this. So you tap, and you do your 13, 12, 10 again. So that whole section sounds like this. Yeah, if I can play it properly. Okay. Then once you've done that, see this little sequence? You're going to take that and apply it to the next kind of series of notes. So from here, I'm going to go up and do the same thing, but I'm doing 12 on the G string, tapping of course, pull off to 9, then hammer onto that 12, and then go up and tap 14 and do 14, 12, 9 again. So that sequence goes, yeah, so you've got, yeah, when you speed it up. So you've got this, then we shift up, and we're kind of going up like a pentatonic minor here. So from here, I now tap at 14, pull off to 12, hammer onto that 14, and then it goes 17, 14, 12. Okay, so you have this. And you can see the left hand slides up, take into position. Then from here, slide up pentatonic minor again. So now my first finger's at the 14th fret and I tap 17 to 14, hammer onto the 17 and then tap, pull off 19, 17, 14. Okay, so those three sections are like this. Okay, when you speed up, it sounds like that. And what you want to watch out for here when you're doing that is getting that first finger into position, you know, and then you can use this kind of muscle memory distance stuff, kind of do the rest. Now once you've done that, you have the sequence in front of this. Okay, so that's kind of going back to this tapping sequence that they did down here, but now we're up here. So what I'm doing is, I'm tapping pretty much up an octave. So now I'm going to be doing 20 and 19 with the right hand, and I'm doing a pull off 17 to 14 with that left hand. Exactly the same rhythm we did down here, but we end it by tapping at the 20th fret there and give it uber vibrato with that left hand. So this is one of the cool things about tapping and applying vibrato to it. Use the left hand to do your normal vibrato, but you can tap the note, you know, got all that sort of stuff. Okay, so let me put that whole tapping sequence together nice and slow. So it sounds like this. So after our tapping, we get into main riff. So the first two bars of the riff sound like this. Okay, so this is kind of it's still all A minor, it's a little double stop idea, kind of ZZ Top-esque, I guess. And what I'm playing here is 5th fret, the D and G strings. I use my first finger to bar across the two strings to do it. So I play that, and I've got an open A string which you can palm mute just to control it a little bit. And then I play 2nd fret of the D and G strings with the first finger. So that's kind of like an A power chord really, so you're kind of doing like a C to A power chord here. You got your A string again, palm mute on that, and then you've got an open G string. Yeah. And then I have this little run which starts with the G string again. You can, I mean, when you're playing it at tempo, it's kind of noted as palm muted in the tab, but you can play it open again, and it sounds like this. Okay, so I'm just coming down A pentatonic minor in an open position here. So I do 0 on the G string just to tee it up, and I do 2-0 with the first finger on that G string, 2-0 pull off D string, and then 3-0 pull off on the A string, and I use my middle finger. Okay, next two bars start off the same. Open G string which rings, and then you have this little phrase that goes. So what I'm doing is I'm up in kind of A pentatonic minor at this 5th fret here, and I'm going to do a pull off 7-5 in the D string, and I play 7 in that A string with the 3rd finger. Okay, just a little standard little phrase there. Then I'm going to do a little double stop bend or exaggerated vibrato, however you want to look at it. Play 7th fret in the D and G strings, so it's like a D chord, and I go. So you can almost think of it as doing like a bend and lots of vibrato, or just think of wide vibrato. Okay, so those two bars go. Okay, next two bars are the same as the first two. Okay, and then the last two bars sound like this. So you've got a little kind of build up to your kind of climax at the end. So after we've done this, I'm going to do a little pull off sequence. It goes 4-0, 5-0, 6-0, 7-0 on that A string. And you can see I'm using the third finger for all of this, just to kind of get from this position up into this position. And then from here, I have a little 5 on the D string. Then I'm going to do a little pull off, 7-5 in the D, and then 7, ending on that 7th fret of the A string. And then I have this little double stop D to C thing. So bar with my third finger at the 7th fret, the D and G, and then I go to the 5th fret, D and G strings with the first finger. Watch out for the rhythm of that. It's kind of, rather than, you know, so it's, okay. So that's the 8 bars. Let me play them slowly. It sounds like this. Okay, and again, just like the first section riff with all the slides and pull-offs, you can dig in, you know, make them pop out a little bit more with kind of these semi kind of pinch harmonics. Okay, and that's it. So really, it's kind of like a 3-section kind of intro. We've got that in the main riff there, but you've got your open string sliding kind of country, rockabilly vibe kind of opening. Then the tapping section with the unison with Billy Sheehan, and then this kind of main riff here. So I think out of those 3 sections, the first one is probably the trickiest in just getting the groove. Make sure you're coming in that offbeat, which feels a bit weird, and you're getting the slides. So you got that kind of rock and roll vibe with it, and then just kind of jumping about the place. But if you take your time with it and just work on little short phrases, you'll be able to get it together, no bother at all. Okay, so have fun with that. Hopefully it's been helpful. It showed you a bit more insight how to play the opening to the song and the main riff. And as usual, please subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already for more riff lessons, more lick lessons, gear demos, all that sort of stuff. And to those who are already subscribing, huge thanks again. I always appreciate people who subscribe and have been with me for all these years and have kept up with my rather sporadic output, so really appreciate it, guys. As usual, check out Massively Guitar on Facebook, Instagram as well, so there's some things that pop up in there you may not see in YouTube. Okay, so have fun with that, good luck, and I shall see you soon, hopefully, for the next video.